You guys have inked that deal to acquire Pandora. Decent place to start, I think, as you await approvals. Hope to close, I guess, the deal fairly early next year?
Yes.
But you've yet to give targets out in terms of what your financial projections will be and what's going to result from the combination, which investors, of course, care about. Why haven't you as yet, and when will you?
Well, we'll obviously give guidance here as part of our 2019 guidance when we give it. Normally we give it in late January. We're doing a lot of work on the integration of the companies. I will tell you I'm more excited about the opportunity of Pandora today, even as I dig deeper into it.
Why?
Because I see the opportunity, and I see it in two big areas. Number one, I see how it can benefit Sirius, and by that I mean our subscribers in terms of improving our value proposition. And the ability to take the $5 and $10 music plans, which in themselves are not very profitable, but bundle them in a way to our existing 33.7 million subscribers and give them a better value, I think in the end will make them more sticky and overall
What's that bundle
going to
look like, Jim? What can I expect?
Well, we haven't quite figured it all out yet, but I think you should assume it's going to be a better value than if you bought both together. I mean, separate, and we'll work our way through that. I'm also the opportunity of being able to drive. We've been a business that built our business on subscription. 96% of our revenue comes from subscription. 90% or 80% of Pandora's comes from advertising. The ability now to have both across that spectrum, I think, is a really, really important tool, and I'll tell you why. I think sometimes people get confused. We're not in the music distribution business. We're in the radio business. And the radio business in the U.S. is about a $24 billion business. Within that business, we run, like this year alone, we'll run 23 million real trials. I'm talking about just the trials we run within vehicles that are turning over. Real trial. We know when you buy, we get your name and address, we speak directly with you during those trials. And we're thrilled if our yield out of those is 1/3. The other 2/3 we don't do anything about. Going forward, we're going to worry about the third, and then we're going to worry a lot about the 2/3 and how many more of those can we monetize. And so as investors think about our company a couple of years from now, the question they ought to ask us quite simply is how many of these trials are coming through, and in the end, what percent did you monetize them at? In other words, what percent of the third of the 23 million are you monetizing, and what's happening to that ARPU within that as you're monetizing them? That's a story we understand well,
so that's what I should be focused on when you and I sit down a year or two from now.
Correct.
In terms of whether or not it's been a success.
Correct. And I believe, if you fundamentally look at Sirius, our listeners love to listen to us in the car. They don't listen to us as much at home or on mobile devices. If you look at Pandora, their listeners love to listen on mobile devices in the home. The merger can certainly help both sides. Sirius and our OEM relationships can bring a whole lot to driving.
And does it answer those who question? And I know that you are in even more vehicles now, OEMs, than you had been. But does it answer that question when we all go in our car and my kids are listening to Spotify on the Wi-Fi that's available? Does it answer that, so that those who say, well, Sirius is not going to be necessary in the car any longer?
No, I think that, I can tell you it's totally wrong. And in fact, this morning, I've been guiding for many years that I thought our penetration rate, meaning how many new vehicles would include factory installed Sirius, would be about 70%. I think it was about a year and a half ago, based on input from the OEMs and obviously consumer demand, we took that up to 75. Today I revised that guidance to 80%. And so I think the popularity of Sirius is as high as it's ever been. And I think we have a long, long time. We'll have a great place in the vehicle.